Welcome viewers to yet another episode of Learning Zoology. In this particular video, we are going to discuss about sex determination processes. First things first, let us get introduced to the system of sex determination. It's known as the biological system that determines the development of sexual characteristics in an organism, which is in turn known as the sex determination system. Most organisms that create their offspring using sexual reproduction generally have two sexes. Occasionally there are hermaphrodites in place of one or both sexes. There are also some species that have only one sex, that is females producing without fertilization, and the process is known as parthenogenesis. What are the bases of sex determination? There are three basic types of sex determination systems that are in function. First is the environmental sex determination system. In this particular system, the environmental factors or conditions determine the sex of the individual. The second one is non-allosomic sex determination system, in which genes or stretches of DNA strands, those are not part of the allosomes, being responsible for determination of the sexes. Third one is the chromosomal sex determination system, where the combinations of the allosomes determine the sexes. First, the environmental sex determination system. For example, we can see that the marine mollusca Crepidula becomes female if it is reared alone. In company of a female, the developing embryo becomes a male. Similarly, in case of the marine worm Bonellia, first it develops into a 3 centimeter long female and it settles down on an isolated place. Now it grows into a small 0.3 centimeter long parasitic male if it comes closer to an already established female. The male enters the body of the female and stays there as a parasite. Ophiotrocha, which is a polychaete, it shows protandrous hermaphrodism, where it is developed as a male in the young state and shows sexual reversal and turns into a female later on. In crocodiles and some lizards, high incubation temperature induces maleness and low incubation temperature induces femaleness of the developing embryos. In turtles, different incubation temperatures are responsible for the development of sexes as in the crocodiles or lizards, whereas in them, males are predominant below 28 degrees, females above 33, and equal number of both the sexes if the temperature remains between 28 to 33. These are some of the figures where we can see the Crepidula male and female, the crocodile eggs hatching. This is the Ophiotrocha polychaete, the Bonellia, and the turtle eggs which are hatching. Now coming to the non-allosomic sex determination system. In bacteria, sex is determined by the presence of fertility factor or F factor present in a plasmid or extra chromosomal DNA. In Chlamydomonas, sex determination is regulated by some other genes. Maize possesses separate genes for the development of tassel, which is the male inflorescence, and cob, which is the female inflorescence. Now, on your screen you can see that one of the bacterium containing the F plasmid and is termed as the F plus cell, whereas the other lacking the plasmid is termed as the F minus. During the replication and subsequent transfer of the F plasmid into the F minus cell will make the F minus cell F plus, and this transfer is done by the F pilus. Now the other two figures are of the maize tassel and cob. Coming to the third type of chromosomal sex determination, where first we have to know what is the background behind chromosomal sex determination systems. In 1891, Henkin discovered an X body in 50% of the sperms of firefly. A Y body was discovered by Stevens, followed in 1902. McClung also in 1902 observed 24 chromosomes in female grasshopper, whereas 23 in male. Wilson and Stevens in 1905 put forward chromosome theory of sex and named the X and Y bodies as sex chromosome X and Y respectively. Types of chromosomal sex determination system. Chromosomal or allosomic determination of sex is based on heterogamesis or occurrence of two types of gametes in two sexes. Male heterogamy or digamy is found in allosome complements XX, XY and XX, XO. Female heterogamy or digamy occurs in allosome complements ZW, ZZ and ZO, ZZ. The Drosophila type, where sex is determined by the X chromosome is to autosome ratio, and sex can also be determined by the number of genomes in haplodiploidal conditions. Now first, the XX, XY type sex determination system. In most insects, including the fruit fly Drosophila, as well as mammals, including humans, the females possess two homomorphic, that is isomorphic sex chromosomes, X and X. The males contain two heteromorphic sex chromosomes, X and Y. The Y chromosome is often shorter and heterochromatic, made up of heterochromatid. The shape of the Y chromosome in Drosophila is hook-shaped. Despite differences in morphology, the XY chromosomes synapse during zygote. It is because they have the homologous and differential parts which pair during the crossing over and chiasma formation. Despite having the XX-XY system of sex determination pattern of Drosophila are completely different from that of the human. The sex determination process as is operative in humans. Let us see that. On your screen you can see that there are two figures. One is the figure of the male, where you can see the presence of the X and Y chromosomes in the gonads, in the gonadal cells, and the females containing the gonadal cells with the XX composition. X and Y chromosomes of males get separated during gamete formation via meiotic cell division cycle. Females produce a single kind of gamete containing only the X chromosomes. During fertilization, fusion of the X containing sperm with the X containing ova gives rise to a female fetus, whereas Y containing sperm to a male fetus. Sex determination system in Drosophila. The process of sex determination is quite different in the fruit flies than humans. It's not that simple like the X and Y is getting separated and reunited during fertilization. The process includes the X chromosome is to autosomal ratio. Drosophila has 8 chromosomes. Its N is equals to 4. The 3 pairs of autosomes and 1 pair of allosomes, that is the sex chromosomes X and Y, are present in them. Unlike humans, the X chromosome does not have any role in determining the sex of the individuals, but maleness factor contributing to the fertility is present in them. It was established by Bridges in 1916. The sex determination process has been thoroughly studied and explained by him, which later on was given the name of genic balance theory. Now let us have a look into the genic balance theory itself. In 1916, while studying the inheritance pattern of the vermilion I gene located on the X chromosome, Bridges discovered females with chromosomal combination XXY and males with X0. He therefore interpreted that X and X not only will give rise to femaleness, and X and Y not only gives rise to maleness. Although Y plays no role, but it is responsible for fertility, we have already discussed it. Now, sex determination is achieved by a balance of female determinants on the X chromosome and male determinants present on the autosomes. How it is done? Let us have a look into that. On the screen we can see that the following is a chart that shows the different ratios of X chromosome and autosomal sets that control the sex in Drosophila. If we could see on the extreme left side, we can see that if there is a single X with two autosomes or two sets of autosomes, then the ratio becomes 0.5, which will give rise to a male. Two X's with two sets of autosomes, the ratio is 1, will give rise to female. More than 1 gives rise to a meta-female condition. If you can see, 3X is to 2A, 4X is to 3A, both the conditions have 1.5 and 1.33 combinations, which is giving rise to the meta-females. Now, if we have similar sets of X and autosomes, then it will have the ratio of 1, where it will give rise to a tetraploid, maybe triploid, maybe pentaploid females. Less than 1 and more than 0.5, any ratio in between that will give rise to the intersex. Intersex or gynandromorphs. Now 3X is to 4A combination rounds about 0.75 and 2X is to 3A rounds about 0.67. Both gives rise to intersex. 2X is to 4A sets 0.5 tetraploid male, and 1X is to 4A, the combination is less than 0.5, which gives rise to meta-female. Now if we look down at a small chart below in the screen, we can see that there is a X is to A ratio, where more than 1 calls for superfemale or meta-female, 1 for female, X is to A ratio 1.0 to 0.5 to 1 will give rise to intersex, 0.5 is male, less than 0.5 will give rise to a super male. Now let us see the XX X0 type sex determination system. In roundworms and some insects, which are true bugs, grasshoppers, cockroaches, the females have 2 sex chromosomes, XX, whereas the males have only 1. There is no second X chromosome and the males are designated as X0 or XO type. The females are homogametic because they produce only a single type of egg, where there will be A autosomes, A representing the autosomes, and a single X chromosome. The males are heterogametic with half the male gametes carrying X chromosome while the other being devoid of it. The sex ratio produced in the progeny is 1:1. Let us see how it happens. On your screen you can see that the male gametes which are produced is AX, A plus X, and autosome and 0 condition. That when fused with a female gamete containing autosome and X can give rise to a male offspring, and when the X containing male gamete fuses with the X containing female gamete will always obviously give rise to the female. Coming to the next condition, ZWZZ, or in the reverse case WZWW type sex determination system. In birds and some reptiles, both the sexes possesses 2 sex chromosomes. But unlike human beings, the females contain heteromorphic sex chromosome. In humans we have seen that the female is homogametic. Here the female is heterogametic. The chromosome combination can be autosome plus ZW, while the males have homomorphic sex chromosomes, autosomes plus ZZ condition. Because of having heteromorphic sex chromosomes, the females are heterogametic, which is known as the female heterogamy, and produces 2 types of eggs, autosome with Z and autosome with W. The male gametes or sperms are of only one type, autosome plus Z type. The sex ratio here also is 1:1. Look at your screen. There you can see the male and the female gamete productions and fusion of the gametes that are coming from the heterogametic female will give rise to heterogametic females, and homogametic males fused with either of the female gametes will give rise to males. Coming to the next pattern, the Z0 ZZ type. This type of sex determination occurs in some butterflies and moths. It is exactly opposite to the condition found in cockroaches and grasshoppers. Here the males have two homomorphic sex chromosomes, ZZ, while the females are heterogametic and have odd sex chromosomes. They produce two types of eggs, male forming with one sex chromosome and female forming without the sex chromosome. The males are homogametic, forming similar types of sperms containing the Z. The two sexes are obtained in progeny ratio 50-50, as both types of eggs are produced in equal ratio. Now look at your screen. You can see the male and the female gametes and fusion of the gametes giving rise to the male as well as female in a 50-50 ratio. The haplodiploidal condition. Haplodiploidy occurs in some insects like bees, ants and wasps, which are specifically social insects. It is a type of sex determination in which the male is haploid while the female is diploid. Male insects develop parthenogenetically from unfertilized eggs and are therefore haploid. This phenomena is called archenotochy or Archenotocous parthenogenesis. Meiosis does not occur during the formation of sperms. Females grow from fertilized eggs and are hence diploid. If we have the example of honeybees, then the queen bee picks up all the sperms from the drone during the nuptial flight and stores in her seminal vesicle. Formation of worker bees or diploid females and drones depends upon the brood cells visited by the queen. While visiting the smaller brood cells, the queen emits sperm from its seminal receptacle after laying the eggs. As it visits the larger brood cells, it lays the eggs, but the seminal receptacles fail to emit the sperms due to some unknown reason. Maybe some sort of pressure on the ducts coming out of them. When a queen is to be formed, the worker enlarge one of the small brood cell having fertilized egg and feed the emerging larva on a rich diet which is known as the royal jelly. Males are normally fertile. Haploids developed from unfertilized eggs. Occasionally diploid infertile males are also produced from heterozygous females through fertilization. Now if we look on the screen, we can see the haplodiploidal condition in honeybees. The diploid female bee via meiosis forms the eggs, and without fertilization those eggs turn out to be haploid male bees. Now the diploid female bee produces the eggs via meiosis. The haploid male bee, there is no meiosis but it produces sperm. Now the two different kinds of gametes may be fused and the diploid female bees are formed. The workers that are present in the hive of the honey bee are sterile females. Thank you for your patient listening.